Hello, my name is Jim Wasley, and I'm a professor of architecture at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. My aim here is to solicit your participation in a research network building on an NSF-funded workshop that I'll briefly describe, Reimagining Water, Linking Sustainable Urban Water Systems in the Great Lakes Basin. The waterfront cities of the basin share a deeply related set of post-industrial landscapes with a legacy of aging infrastructure, hard-walled brownfield waterfronts, and ports and harbors federally listed as areas of concern. Their relation to water is both their great strength and challenge. Given that context, the thesis of the workshop boils down to this. Urban water systems are currently constituted as a series of separate topics responding separate sustainability imperatives, jurisdictional boundaries, regulatory constraints, and funding mechanisms. In contrast, the ethos that underlies Reimagining Water values synergistic solutions giving expressions to a broad range of public values through integrative design. To do this effectively means creating linkages that cross cultural, jurisdictional, regulatory, and technical boundaries. This integration is an ongoing process in the best of current design process. Our goal is to bring academic research resources to bear in facilitating that work. To build, in other words, a research and practice network. The workshop set out a wide-open agenda with a clearly bounded geography. We are interested in the complete range of urban systems that are potentially linked by water, the entire water-energy-food nexus. Given the unique strengths of the UW School of Freshwater Sciences, we pair that urban focus with an equal focus on the health of the nearshore waters, and frame both in relation to their larger watersheds. To give the workshop coherence, we focused on the boundary between water and land itself, on the topic of waterfront redevelopment. Here we are looking at Milwaukee's inner harbor, approximately 100 acres of brownfield land surrounding the Port of Milwaukee, where the UWM School of Architecture has been studying the linked issues of ecological restoration and economic redevelopment. The UWM School of Freshwater Sciences occupies a former industrial site in the heart of this development area. The workshop also took a specific linkage as its primary challenge. Here we are looking at a stormwater fountain that I designed as a gateway element linking the School of Freshwater Sciences back to the city. This demonstration project attempts several linkages of relevance here, but one in particular was critical. The linkage that failed to happen, the linkage that motivated this workshop, was this. On one side of the railroad tracks, we see a brownfield redevelopment project and the fountain I just showed. The initial goal of that fountain was to clean stormwater and divert it from the combined sewer system to the other side of the tracks to a second demonstration project intended to create aquatic habitat. On one side you have the city and the sewage district and all of the tools available to promote and fund green infrastructure. On the other, the EPA's Great Lakes Restoration Initiative and all of the tools available to address this area listed area of concern. But how clean would that water need to be to permit this commingling? And how might we test novel strategies to achieve these standards? These answers could not be agreed upon, and the project stalled. This sounds like a unique set of circumstances, but it's not. Stepping back, we see the same dilemma throughout the city. We've been describing the Greenfield Slip in the center. Below is the Grand Trunk Wetland Restoration, the only remaining wetland in the inner harbor. The KK River is a dechannelization and flood control project. The Burnham Canal is another wetland being built on a CAP Superfund site. The Lake Park Lagoon is an actual Olmsted-designed water feature that drains a busy city street. All are seeking to negotiate this linkage of stormwater and aquatic habitat for synergistic ends. The workshop turned to researchers and activists representing a variety of perspectives, talking about resources that might be brought to bear as we seek to create the conditions for informed design. Here, John Jensen from the School of Freshwater Sciences, who has been studying the ecology of the inner harbor. Or Brenda Coley, who brought a social justice perspective to the foreground. We also turned to professionals and projects that address these linkages. Here, the Middle Grounds Metro Park in Toledo, Ohio by Smith Group. This project takes stormwater from a bridge reconstruction and weaves it seamlessly into a brownfield waterfront restoration. Or the mother of all integrated projects, the renaturalization of the Don River in Toronto, the reason I signed up for this conference. This poster will go on to describe the recommendations that emerged from the workshop and the case study project that the workshop initiated. I would invite you to join our effort. If you are doing research on water-related urban systems in the Great Lakes Basin, or if you know of integrative projects that have confronted and overcome barriers to innovation almost anywhere in the world, I'd love to talk. You can find the proceedings for this conference at the UWM website. Simply Google my name, Wasley. You'll find a link under my bio. And thank you very much.